I have personally experienced guides that have posted fish from other days to make it kind of seem like that's going on today. Like I was literally out on the water with this guy, and he posted a picture of a fish that was not caught today. And so that's a little misleading. Now there are two things at our house that we really like to do. One is my wife really likes to travel, and two, we really like to go fishing. So one way to put that together is to find a fishing guide. And finding a fishing guide can be kind of a challenge. So I don't know if you've done that before, but I've been lucky enough to go on a few guide fishing trips in a variety of different places up in Canada, in the Gulf of Mexico, Lake Fork, Texas, and most recently we went on a trip to Puerto Rico out of San Juan, and we were looking for a fishing guide. So I kind of want to talk to you about what to look for in a fishing guide, maybe kind of set your expectations, and maybe how that process can go on your next trip. So one thing I want to talk about is kind of expectations for a fishing guide. A fishing guide to me is really is available to you for a couple of different things. The first one is to get you on a new body of water, of course. A second part of that is going to be to share knowledge. And you may want to go with a guide to learn a body of water or a certain type of fish or fishery, and that's your primary goal. Maybe a different way to look at a guide is just to go out with some friends and family in a new place. You're probably not going to go, maybe I'm not going to go tarpon fishing in the middle of Texas. Like that's just not a thing. I'm going to go for the experience. I like to learn a little bit about the fish, about the area, and really create that, the guide can create that opportunity to get us in front of those fish. So I've been on some good trips and I've been on some not so good trips. The good trips are, the guide is personable. The guide is really making sure you have a good time. It creates those opportunities for you to get on some fish. And I keep saying not catching fish. The guides shouldn't be catching the fish for you. It's to create that opportunity for you to do that part. My not so great trips have been, we didn't really get a lot of opportunities, right? You go with an expert and sometimes that is fishing, but you can kind of gauge when someone is really in tune with what's going on. They're making adjustments, they're trying to find it, and a good guide is probably going to find something by the end of the day. And some of those have not panned out that way. And sometimes that's fishing, right? We fish a lot and we don't catch stuff all the time. That is part of it, but ideally they're a lot better than you in certain situations, especially on a certain type of water, a certain type of fish, and create those opportunities for you. Now, what we did for this trip is a little bit different. Usually I've found those guides on, what do you need, bud? We're gonna put this on here. Yep. We found those guides on, Facebook groups, things like that. And when you do that, you kind of get some interesting results. So you can sometimes get guides that post, let's see if I can put a bobber on this thing. You can sometimes get guides that post old information, old pictures from last year, and it's kind of hard to tell what's going on. So that's part of a problem. And then here you go. And so finding a guide can be a little bit dicey, especially on social media, because they kind of can control their narrative really well. They can take 5 pictures of the same fish in a couple different angles and post them throughout the week, and it makes it look like that's all going on. I have experienced that, actually. So that could be a little questionable. So where I wanted to start to focus a little bit is on some real reviews. And there's not a lot of opportunities for that, right? You're gonna go to a restaurant, you go to Yelp or you go to Google, whatever, and you look at the reviews of the restaurant. And I found the website, no affiliation whatsoever. I paid for this trip 100% out of pocket. On FishingBooker.com, there's an app too. And so we went to FishingBooker.com. We plugged in Puerto Rico, said I'm on the side of the island by San Juan, who's out there? And the map populates kind of like it would on Google Maps and says, this guy's over here, this guy's over here. You can go offshore with this guy. You can go inshore for tarpon on the lagoons of this guy. And you could start to look at the reviews. And what's nice about that is I can look at reviews for this time of year. What's going on in March in San Juan tarpon fishing? And people are saying they're doing pretty good. This guy was nice. Made sure he was making adjustments. They're saying the right things. I'm looking at the reviews like, what are people saying? You're gonna have people that complain that they didn't catch anything. I've learned that tarpon are very difficult to land. And so that's part of it. Now, we found this gentleman, SU Fish and Sea Boston Whaler. I'll try to put it up on the screen, or maybe I'll link the guy down below. I don't think we ended up actually fishing with him. I think it was Captain Rico. We got a backlash over here, so I think he's busy with that. Anyway, I think it was Captain Rico, and very professional. Guy called me the night before. Oh, I'm sorry, we booked it. It was not cheap, but we booked a 6-hour tarpon trip, looked at the reviews of this time of year, and was like, hey, what's going on for tarpon fishing in March? Looked like people were getting opportunities. You're going to have some bad apples that are like the guy, I don't know, like the guy wouldn't let me touch the rods or whatever. Okay, well, there's expectations that you as the customer need to kind of do what's your part to facilitate those fish opportunities. And if you don't listen to that, it's kind of hard for him to be successful. That's just kind of with anything. Anywho, we booked a trip and did it all on the app, and it all locked in. I think we paid half up front or whatever. We paid the rest in cash. And the guy called me the night before. Hey, this is what we're doing. Need you to meet at this time. Here's the address. Drop a pin. Have any questions? We're going to have drinks on the boat. Yeah, we got 3 people. I got a kid. So we ended up going with a buddy of mine, my son, and myself. So 3 of us on the boat. And we went out tarpon fishing. So we go to the lagoon, and I think we learned it was a little slow at the start, right, Kev? Anyway, so it was a little bit slow. And what we're doing is we're bottom fishing for tarpon. Got some dead shad, and he called them something else. Were they threadfin? Yeah, they were threadfin. My expert over here, 7-year-old expert, tarpon fisherman, says they were threadfins. And so we're bottom fishing, right? It's kind of like catfishing. Yeah, I guess it was, but just this time of year, that's what was working. So we're bottom fishing. I think we had 1 or 2 opportunities there at that spot, real light. And then we moved to another area and we hook up with one. So let's go ahead and jump to some of the hookups, and we'll kind of talk through that.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there he is. Okay, come grab it. Here, take it. Whoa. Stay real. Easy on it. Easy. Oh, nope. Damn. You need to pull slow on it.
Okay. So we hook up with this fish, and it's my first go around. He's trying to tell me how to play it. I lost the fish. And that is also part of tarpon fishing from what I've read. They're very difficult to hook. Once you get them hooked, it's probably you're in good shape, but hooking them is a little bit of a challenge. And we hook up with another one, and it goes like this. Yeah, it's way over there.
Got you. Okay, give me a second. Let me leave it there. You can leave that rod there.
Okay.
Take it. Put it to the side. Easy on it. Okay. From your way around. That's it. Good one. Okay. Easy. Stop reeling. Put the rod down. Keep the rod tip down. Probably has a little bit more juice in him. Yeah. To the left. Down.
Oh, damn it. Broke it.
Yep.
And from there, we actually had several more opportunities to land a fish. And the fishing now granted, it rained on us, so it was a little bit slow in that aspect, but fishing was a little bit slow, but therefore they'd like almost come in schools. You'd get like a hit here, and then 5 minutes later you get a hit, and then maybe 30 minutes for the next one. And he had a lot more patience. The guide had a lot more patience than I did in certain spots, and was able to put us, 8 or 9 opportunities, 10 hookups, or at least bites. Sometimes they don't really hook up, but it's somewhat violent, even for bottom fishing. So you're sitting there chilling, right? You're just kind of watching what's going on. There's tarpon kind of rolling. There's birds in the sky. And anyway, manatees, there's also manatees. Anyway, all of a sudden this fish just explodes out of the water, and your rod's bent over. And so it was pretty exciting when you did get hooked up with one. I probably got a little bit too excited, real too fast. It's like finessey to land these freaking tarpon. Anyway, we lost a bunch of fish. My buddy lost one. I lost a couple. The guide tried to hook up a couple, and it just wasn't happening. But I will say the guide was making the opportunities for us to get on some fish. They were biting the bait. They were taking it. We were hooked up, and it's on you at that point to get the fish in the boat with some guidance, right? Maybe I'm not the best listener, but so kind of towards the end of the day, we had nothing in the boat. We probably had 30 minutes left, and we get hooked up with another one. So let's go ahead and jump to that.
Catch it.
You want to try? Get up there, dude.
Yeah, come on. Reel. The rest to the side.
Here, I can reel it.
Keep the rest down. Come on. Oh. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Walk back.
Buddy? I shouldn't touch it. You got it going.
Walk back.
Oh, buddy.
You did it.
Nice job, dude.
Good job, Kevin. Well done, the first one of the day.
That's because we didn't touch it.
That's awesome, Kevin. Good job. Take a picture with it.
Kevin, good.
Face your dad. I got a video going. Face your dad. He's taking pictures.
Hey, buddy. Very cool, dude.
Good job, Kevin.
All right. How was that?
Put them back in.
So that was the only fish we landed, was 7-year-old Kevin here. Landed a 15-pound tarpon. We estimated at 15 pounds, right? Anyway, that was super cool. Guide, was helping him walk him through it. Got some pictures with him. And overall, very good experience. We left a good review on the FishingBooker site there, and I would recommend that. So again, no affiliation with a guide or anything. This is just kind of our trip and what we wanted to go do. Interested to do that again. If we go to another different location, you're not going to have rods with you maybe. You're not going to have your boat with you. So it's nice to be able to hook up with a guide, look at some reviews, and see how that's going to play out. So I would say overall, first experience with FishingBooker has been great. Our experience with some Facebook, social media type guides has percentage-wise not been great. And I'd have to make sure I rely on personal relationships before going out with some folks. Make sure that they're really doing the right thing on the up and up on that. Anywho, not to say they're all bad. I've had one good one. But appreciate you coming along. If you've used that, or if you've got any other points or tips that you may want other people to see as far as guides go, put them down in the description, and we'll see you on the next video.